program wasn't broken. The governance model was. I want to walk you through a program that's a composite of ones I've been close to. 6 months behind, closing in on $4 million over budget, and every steering committee meeting ended the same way. More updates, no decisions. If that sounds familiar, stay with me, because the fix wasn't a new tool, a new methodology, or a new PM. It was 3 governance changes that took less than a month to put in place. Here's the pattern. Everyone on this program was working hard. Status reports were on time. Stand-ups happened. And yet nothing that mattered was getting decided, because nobody could tell you who actually had the authority to decide it. That's not a delivery problem. That's a governance problem, wearing a delivery costume. And it's the single most common reason large programs quietly bleed months and millions. Root cause 1, no real decision rights. On paper, there was a steering committee. In practice, every meeting ended in "let's take that offline," because the committee had opinions, not authority. Decisions that should have taken a day took 3 weeks because they bounced between 5 people who each assumed someone else owned the call. The fix: we mapped every recurring decision type to exactly one accountable owner, not a committee, a person, with a documented escalation path if they couldn't decide within 48 hours. Decision latency dropped from an average of 11 days to under 3. Root cause 2, status reporting that hid risk instead of surfacing it. Every workstream lead was reporting green almost every week, because green meant no uncomfortable conversations. Meanwhile, 3 critical workstreams were quietly stacking risk that nobody flagged until it was unrecoverable. The fix: we killed the red-yellow-green vanity metric entirely and replaced it with a single question every workstream lead had to answer weekly. What needs to be true in the next 2 weeks for this to stay on track, and what's the current evidence for that? No color, no spin, just a forecast you could be held to. Risk visibility went up immediately because there was nowhere to hide it anymore. Root cause 3. The steering committee was reviewing the wrong altitude of information. They were getting the same granular status updates the delivery teams got, which meant they either rubber-stamped things they didn't have context to challenge, or they went down rabbit holes on details that weren't theirs to manage. The fix: we split reporting into 2 distinct layers, an execution layer for the delivery teams and a decisions and risks layer for the steering committee, containing only what needed a decision or carried real risk. The committee's job changed from get briefed to unblock and decide. That's the whole point of a steering committee, and most of them never actually do it. None of this required a new PM tool, a bigger team, or a methodology rewrite. It required naming who decides, what they're accountable for, and what information they actually need to do that job. If your program feels busy but stuck, the tool isn't the problem, and neither is the team. It's almost always the governance model underneath both of them. I put together a free program health diagnostic, a short checklist to help you spot these exact governance gaps in your own program before they cost you 6 months. Links in the description. If this helped, subscribe. I break down one real program pattern like this every week.